I am standing on the Palatine Hill. Beneath my feet, the ground on which Rome was founded 2,776 years ago. Right here, nowhere else. Everything you call Western civilization grew from this point. 753 BC. A small settlement on a hill above the Tiber. Archaeologists found hut remains dating to the 8th century BC. Not legend, verified archaeological fact. A few hundred people in wooden huts. A swamp below. No roads, no army. They had absolutely no idea they were founding anything great.
The Italian peninsula had hundreds of small settlements in the 8th century BC. What made this hill different? The Tiber was crossable here. Trade routes crossed at exactly this point.
And 7 hills surrounding it. Natural defense. This was not coincidence. Geography chose the site of an empire long before anyone decided to found one.
The name Rome, Roma in Latin, likely derives from the Etruscan word Ruma, meaning the Tiber. The river gave the city its name before the city gave the river its history.
From this point grew everything. Law, languages, architecture, the church, democracy. All of it started here, on this hill, on a dawn exactly like this one. The first act of Rome's history is fratricide. Romulus and Remus argued over which hill. Romulus chose the Palatine. Remus leaped over his sacred boundary in mockery.
By legend, the brothers were grandsons of the king of Alba Longa, suckled by a she-wolf by the Tiber. Romulus drew a furrow, the symbolic boundary of the future city. To cross it was an insult.
Romulus killed his brother and said, "So shall it be with all who leap over my walls." Rome was born with a warning. The next 800 years confirmed it was not empty.
Romulus took up arms and killed Remus, adding, "So perish whoever else shall leap over my walls." Crucially, Rome preserved this legend itself and never tried to hide it. A state founded on a killing within the family and unashamed of it, an honest self-portrait.
And this turned out to be prophecy. Caesar killed in the Senate, Caligula killed by his own guard, Nero killed his mother. Rome always knew what it was. It said so in the very first line. Modern historians treat the Romulus legend as a political myth created later. But the actual settlement on the Palatine Hill is real. Radiocarbon analysis confirms the 8th century BC. Myth matters more than fact, not because fact is unimportant, but because myth unites people. Rome understood this on its very first day and used this knowledge for 2,000 years. 509 BC. The last king expelled. His son assaulted the aristocrat Lucretia. She told her husband and took her own life. This became the trigger for revolution.
Lucius Junius Brutus personally displayed Lucretia's body in the Forum, rallying the people. Tarquin the Proud fled. Monarchy in Rome ended forever. 509 BC.
Instead of one king, 2 consuls, elected every year, each with the right to veto the other. The word veto is Latin. It means I forbid. It has lived in language for 25 centuries. The first tribunes of the plebs received veto power over senators' decisions in 494 BC, after the secession of the plebs. The first documented strike in history.
The state is the people's affair, and the people is not every gathering of men, but a gathering united by agreement on law.
Senate, republic, veto, constitution, jurisdiction, all Latin. The US Senate, the European Parliament, the UN, all operate on principles created right here.
The 12 Tables, Rome's first written law code, was compiled around 450 BC. For the first time, citizens' rights were written down, the foundation of Western jurisprudence.
Rome invented a question we have not fully answered. How do you give people power to govern while preventing one person from becoming a tyrant? Humanity has been answering it for 25 centuries. The Capitolian wolf, symbol of Rome. A bronze she-wolf nursing the twins Romeus and Remus. Everyone believed it was Etruscan work. 5th or 6th century BC.
In 2007, the Capitoline Museums ran radiocarbon analysis. Result? The sculpture was made in the 11th or 12th century AD. Medieval. About 1,000 years old, not 2,000.
Moreover, the twin figures were added in the 15th century during the Renaissance. The symbol of ancient Rome made in the Middle Ages and completed the Renaissance, and remains the symbol.
The image of the wolf with twins appears on Roman coins as early as the 3rd century BC. The idea existed long before the sculpture. The symbol lived independently of the material used to make it.
Here is what matters. Rome is not built on truth. Rome is built on narrative, on the story the city tells about itself. Narrative is stronger than fact. Rome understood this first.
This is why the Capitoline wolf is the perfect symbol of Rome. Not because it is ancient, but because its story reflects the city's defining quality. Myth matters more than chronology.
Look at this place. Laws were made here, tribunes spoke here, politicians were killed here. The Forum is not a square. It is a political laboratory of 500 years.
The Forum Romanum was Rome's public center. The Temple of Saturn housing the treasury. The Temple of Vesta with the eternal flame. The Basilica Julia for court proceedings. All here.
The Rostra, the speaker's platform, named from rostrum, ship's prow. Decorated with prows of captured ships in 338 BC, the power of speech, literally standing on war trophies.
Cicero's speeches against Catiline were delivered in 63 BC and saved Rome from a coup. He exposed the senatorial conspiracy before all the people, right from this spot.
How long, Catiline, will you go on abusing our patience?
The first strike in history. Rome, 494 BC. Plebeians left the city to the Sacred Mount and refused to work until they received rights. They received them. This too is Rome.
The 12 Tables, around 450 BC. Rome's first written law code. Law became public, accessible, equal for all. This is a revolution whose importance is hard to overstate.
Senate, Republic, veto, Constitution, jurisdiction, all Latin. The US Senate, the European Parliament, the UN, all operate on principles created right here.
71 BC. Along this road from Capua to Rome, 200 kilometers, 6,000 slaves were crucified. The army of Spartacus, after 3 years of revolt. 73 BC. A gladiatorial school in Capua. 78 men escaped under the Thracian Spartacus. Runaway slaves and peasants from across Italy joined them. At its peak, 120,000 people. They defeated several Roman armies. This was the only time slaves truly threatened the very existence of Rome. Spartacus wanted to lead his army north, through the Alps, home. His soldiers refused. They wanted revenge and plunder. This internal contradiction became the main cause of defeat. Crassus crucified 6,000 slaves along the road from Capua to Rome. The crosses stood at equal intervals from one another.
Equal intervals. This is Rome, even in punishment. Architecture, order, a message. 200 kilometers as a road sign. Revolt does not work. A warning for all of Italy.
Marcus Licinius Crassus, who crushed the revolt, was Rome's richest man. He later joined the first triumvirate with Caesar and Pompey. Money, army, and politics. Three sides of one triangle.
Spartacus died in battle. His body was never found. History does not know where he is buried. But every time someone speaks his name, 2,000 years later, in some sense, he wins. Chapter 1 is done. Subscribe. YouTube goes Chapter 2 to subscribers only. Punic Wars. Hannibal crossing the Alps with elephants in winter, coming soon.